Good evening, Dread Subs, Dread Doms, and all Dread Switches, and welcome to another spine-tingling chapter of Blood from a Stone, a tale of love and dread in RPG. My name is Philip, and I am your Dread Master, and I am joined by a group of wonderful players. Say good evening, players.
Good
evening, players.
How are we all doing tonight?
I'm hot and sweaty.
You know,
I'm daddylicious.
I also,
Yeah.
today I've been very hot. I actually just turned my AC on, which I try not to do when I play, but on certain days, there's nothing for it. You know what I mean?
Really hot.
I love that we're all wearing these like button-down print shirts, though,
Yeah.
except
Well, I
for
fucked up.
y'all. Yeah, you.
Go
Phil
dig one out of your
and Lauren.
box.
This is my equivalent.
Actually, okay, but here's what we'll do. There we go. So the print shirts are on the bottom, and the non-print shirts are up top.
Yeah, but with the strength of these prints, you could say that we're power bottoming.
You could. Because we are still on this cold mountain, I'm gonna light a mountaintop by cantrip candles. We burned this. Wait. Okay. Did we freeze? No one froze.
No, we're still here.
Okay. One of you froze for me, but I'll never say who.
I know who it is.
I do too.
We burned this candle, mountaintop, on our most recent session of Lore by Candlelight, our kind of short form playthroughs of these modules you can get from the Cantrip Candles Adventure Triptychs, which are going to be on sale again in the fall. We have our last session of that this coming Sunday, but for that one we'll be burning Brinewater Tides. But because we're on a cold, snowy mountain in tonight's game, delicious notes of frosted spruce, copal resin, and coal. This isn't really even a sponsored thing. I'm just throwing it out there because they're good candles. So, friends, whether you are living it up island style in a printed shirt, or whether you are just kind of a normcore t-shirted, or are you in a tank top, Lauren? What is your shirt?
It's just a push-up workout shirt.
A push-up? So it's to do push-ups?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It assists.
Specifically to do push-ups.
I feel like even that's pushing it. We're gonna get flagged. So, my friends, let's talk a little about what's going on in this game. In our last session, after sort of the wild events that led CJ Soot to potentially disappear, the Dread Subs were gathered at the behest of Lady Rhiannon to help her get in contact with the manager, who is now one of her beloved Mistwalkers. In so doing, basically, Zurich was told by her, make sure Dallas succeeds, and so a lot of pressure was put on these people to do these things these ways. Zurich then started giving Dallas some back rubs. I'm only including that in the recap because I just know everybody wants to picture it. But with this, we went into the film, found ourselves in Longivus Mons, which is, as of now, as of last week, I didn't make a big enough deal about this. We have now seen every Dreadland. All 13 of the original Dreadlands. They have all been witnessed. We have played in all the systems. In today's, we're still here for those sections playing in the Savage Worlds, a riff on the Savage World system. We met Dr. Ariel Kenwick, a physicist. Quincy P.A. Pyrus, a kind of some hired muscle brawler, just guy to move heavy things and punch wolves, I guess is why he's on the expedition. Dr. Helvetica Guston, an explorer and an expert on a pre-human civilization, I think was the weird term we used, which, what could that mean? Weird crackpot pseudoscience from some time, except here it's real. And W.D. Baker, a skilled aviator. The manager arrived. He met them. He rather quickly had to confess that he is a vampire, and he could not enter the little cave from which these few survivors had been sort of seeking shelter from the dread storm and the mist surge that had been going on outside. The only way they survived. But they basically eventually decided they would let him in, especially because another figure was coming up the hill. They did so, offering to him Garamond Woods, a spiritualist who was on the group who had been injured and hadn't woken up, and the manager managed to drink a bunch of his blood, sustain himself without killing the dude. But then the bounty hunter showed up, a beloved, although also the murderer of an also beloved Mistwalker. She showed up, kind of having been drawn to the manager, and because they were getting some like weird messages from somewhere else, something about "I'm with the sailor and a member of the Umbral Court," that those words came unbidden to the manager. The bounty hunter sort of said, okay, that must be coming from in the mountain. Maybe there's other Mistwalkers there. We need to go down because of what's happened. We need to kind of coordinate. Of course, that is not where the message came from, because while this was going on, London, Dallas, Zurich, Florence, and Jakarta were watching all of this transpire on cameras, attempting to put thoughts into their own minds. An awkward moment where Dr. Ariel Kenwick began to think something was coming into her mind, possibly the vampire at the door, happened when London put a thought into hers, and the manager received that thought from Dallas. The vibe in the screening room, which is a lot less occupied and also has a very unpleasant burning popcorn smell, thanks to you having sent Wina out to make you some popcorn, and she came back and it hadn't been done well. Oh, also, I guess I should mention, you have dolls of these people who you're connected to, and they are garbage. They're like literal garbage dolls. Bless you. You okay? Great. So Lady Rhiannon is frustrated that at one point I think she even said to Dallas, take full control. And it was like, it doesn't quite work that way. I have a connection too, but I am not this person, especially when they're still out there. So he was trying to get some message through. The best he could do was that sort of connection. So, that is where we left. Oh, and then at the very end, the manager demonstrated his vampiric prowess and turned into the purple mist himself. So, with Lady Rhiannon Dythe thinking perhaps they could take a walk into this mountain, perhaps this will work in her favor. That is where we left off. And that was last session. Did I forget anything of importance?
One thing.
What did I forget?
Read the chat.
Yeah, read chat.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, you guys said this chat goes on so long.
It's
You know
important.
I'm not looking over here, right? I'm looking over here.
Read the whole thing. Read the whole thing.
All right. In silence, I will now read this.
Yes. I mean, it's not that long, and you're a reasonably fast reader. You're fine.
Yeah.
Dumb one.
You may, sure. That's fine.
Oh, Philip, it's your birthday.
Oh,
It's true.
happy birthday,
Yes, thank
Happy
you.
Philip!
Thank you.
birthday, fella.
Thank you very much.
640, Daddy.
It is the
Dread
big 4-0. That
Daddy.
is true.
Happy
We all
birthday,
Sing
Philip.
happy birthday
Hey.
out of sync over the Zoom call.
A
Oh my
dr-
God,
a dr- wait, a
perfect.
Dreadmaster looks at 40. Anybody know what that's a reference to? A pirate looks at 40. No.
No.
not
Jeremy,
that
look at Jeremy's face. He knows. He got it.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? No, never mind.
What is this?
A pirate looks at 40?
Is this like a sea shanty I should know?
It's a Jimmy Buffett song, my friend.
Oh.
Oh.
I only know that I'm wasting away again in Margaritaville.
That's fair. But yes, thank you for your well wishes. It's appreciated.
Thank you for being alive.
Well,
Or that it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
there you go. There you go. Cheeseburger in Paradise is such a good song. So good.
Philip, for
Yes.
your birthday, what shall we do for you? What are special rules? Also, it's Galanorian Saber. Also, is it month 26?
Month 26. That's more important than my birthday.
No.
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 No. My last birthday, I turned 39. That was a multiple of 13. That was the big deal.
Yes.
40, nothing. But if Galanorian Saber's been here 26 months, my sweets count tonight. Damn it.
No, you just said you didn't want to roll a bunch.
Fucking A, I don't. I'll explain why. Except, you know what? this is maybe the
Oh,
wrong thinking.
no.
If I truly believe in the heart of the cards,
You get all the way around.
and the sweetness of the dice, we can make it around. Right now we're at 11. So if we can get to, I'm worried about getting to 13 because this system has a slightly more moderate chance since your best skill you are rolling a d13. If my 13s count as well, we're gonna have a lot of rolls where a 13 could happen. So maybe we'll reach 13, but then we'll just have to go all the way around because next week is 156 multiple 13. When on my 156th birthday, that is when I'll really do some
We're
shenanigans.
gonna party.
But I won't make it to 169. That's crazy. No one would live that long. But 156, I feel like that's
Now you can
doable
go
if I
longer
clean up
than
my
that.
act.
Okay, but what special
That's a
rule
big if.
would you like to torture us with tonight for your birthday? In addition to Gallenorian Sabers, 13s count.
We go back
for
to
you.
the card system so that there's like a million fucking 13s.
No. We'll stay in
God.
this system.
You can think on it too.
Ooh, I need to. I didn't think I needed a special rule for my
I
birthday.
told
tonight.
you today, this morning at like 10. I was like, "What are you gonna do special for your birthday to torture us?"
I didn't understand that was referring to the game.
In general.
Understood. Well, I should think of that. I mean, it may be not so much a rule. It may just be that,
Commercial break.
like, if there's one person who should come and celebrate my happy day.
Yeah.
One guy who wants to sing. You know what he wants to do? You know what that little scamp Vinny the Fink wants to do? He knows it's my birthday, but he wants to blow out my candles before I can. He's so
Why?
naughty.
Oh, I hate this.
He's such a naughty little boy.
Why don't you pick a number for him?
He's such a naughty little 6'4" dad-bodied man.
And when someone rolls it, then Vinny the Fink can come and do mischief. If that's
Nah, that's fine. I think Galliner and Saber, my 13s will count. And oh, I know what I could do. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got it. There'll be I'm going to roll a different
What?
table will be rolled if we have a Dreadstorm. That's what, or horror surges. Ooh, I know what it'll be. Okay, yeah. Happy birthday unto me.
Is there going to be confetti with the monsters, or?
Yeah, fun, more like funfetti. More like
my
brain-fetti.
favorite
All right.
style of cake.
Funfetti is?
Yeah.
I do like funfetti cake a lot. Even though it doesn't taste any different, it feels
It's
like
just
it does.
fun.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At there used to be a restaurant that had the birthday cake shake. And it had chunks of like funfetti cake in it.
Mm.
Why didn't you tell me about that?
You live far away.
Fair.
Because it was a fine restaurant, it's not somewhere I would have taken you like when you were up here. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have been like, we've got to go to this place. It's just the
What
birthday
place?
cake shake was
I
kind of fun.
can't take this tramp
It's
anymore.
it's a chain. They may still have them, but I think it changed the counter. It's like a burger place.
Oh, yeah.
I think
yeah.
they've all closed.
Really?
I think
Damn,
so.
rip.
Oh,
Wow.
damn.
I
They
think
were
they've all
good.
closed. I think Umami's all gone.
Rip in pieces.
I think
Oh.
those burger places are gone, and now we're in the era of the smash burger.
Ooh, smash burgers are good though.
We were talking about this early. No, I was. Were we talking about this?
We might have been talking about this on a Wednesday.
No, because I think I was talking about this with Pierce IRL on Tuesday.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay. But smash burgers have been around forever. No, we were
No,
definitely talking.
we were talking about this on Wednesday when they were invented. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, enough about burgers. Let's get to the real meat.
And more about this Steinberg.
Steinburglers.
Steinberg is my gamer tag on Xbox.
All right, so short version is you guys are on a mountain. Some of you are going deeper into a mountain. Others of you are watching people go deeper into a mountain. Some of you are wishing I'd stop saying deeper into a mountain. Some of you wish I'd
doing
say
it.
deeper into a mountain more and slower. So with that in mind, I will now read the invocation for chapter 155 of Blood from a Stone, A Tale of Love and Dread in RPG.
Happy birthday to
You. Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday, dear
Daddy.
Daddy.
Happy
Daddy.
All
birthday
this
to
good time,
you.
And many more.
I'm just kidding.
Paste could have been faster.
Gonna
but we're
light
good.
it up again real quick.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Philip. We love you.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Most appreciated. So, with that in mind, here's the invocation to chapter 155. High of negative 38 Fahrenheit. Low of negative 55 Fahrenheit. Winds east-northeast with sustained speeds of up to 25 miles per hour. Wind chill negative 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity 90%. Heavy cloud cover. Light snow expected around midday with heavier precipitation later in the afternoon and evening.
Jesus.
That's some weather.
Well, that's Longibus mods for you. So, my friends, those of you sitting and watching this film take place, notice that Lady Rhiannon is, oh, also everyone regained 1 power.
Oh yeah.
An hour did pass, certainly.
Wonderful.
But you guys notice that Lady Rhiannon seems to be growing a bit anxious.
Thought she was getting bigger.
She's casting large on herself.
Be growing.
She seems to be anxious by what's happening. She'll sort of turn back to you all and say, so just to be clear, you cannot control the people on the screen.
No. I tried. But if you have any ideas, let us know.
What is the purpose of this then? Wino, why do we do this? And Wino will say, yeah, I don't really do this. And then she'll sort of turn to, I guess I did leave a mildly important thing out of the thing. Christy, the girl in the blank face mask, is the new head of story. And she'll sort of turn to her and say, interim acting head of story, since CJ Soot has taken a powder. She'll say, what is the reason for this? And she'll just turn and say, so we can watch the story. All right, fine. Well, in any event, hopefully what messages we've gotten through will be enough to get them to where we're going. She'll sort of then kind of like pull the sailor aside and start talking to him privately. Anything London, Dallas, Zurich, Florence, or Jakarta would like to do at this time?
Wait a minute. Can London get their attention?
Sure.
And say, can't one of the Mistwalkers go into the story or something? Can you put them in there, or can they travel a certain way to give a message like the sailor?
The sailor could be sent through the mist, but not... Theoretically, yes, but there's a lot of mist out there right now. It will take much longer to sort of send for him to go exactly where we want him to. We've managed to get sort of new dread subs out where we're going, but it's sort of a more sort of just sort of send in a packet and hope they attract the attention of something else. They're not sort of sending it up until that point. He requires sort of...
But if you want something specific, if you want to protect the manager, shouldn't you send somebody even if it takes a while? Because we're doing our best.
I don't want to protect the manager so much as, it would be inconvenient were he to die, because then we'd need to create another Mistwalker, but I more just want all my pieces sort of ready to go.
For what?
Yeah.
For what? For my plans are no concern of yours.
Okay, but you're the one asking what's the point of this. We can ask what the point of this is.
Suffice it to say, this island that we're on, she kind of looks from Wina to Christy and kind of straightens her posture and says, various different beings were brought here for this purpose. Uniquely, I am already a Mistwalker. The mists can sort of... They don't hold much power for me. I'm a shadow elf. We can pass through. But this place is different. There is no outside here. There is no material world surrounding this. We are not in a shadow world. We are only in the Dreadlands. As such, I do not have my usual court to fall back on, but I also have more power here, and it's an opportunity to grow that power. This mazy figure, who everyone is sort of worried about, only cares about fear, which is such a small way of thinking of it. No, the true power is in sort of freedom of movement. The true power is in creating a rigorously regimented area that most people are siloed in where they belong, but some people, my people, can go wherever we wish. There is tremendous potential for the Umbral Courts if this process can be expanded. If we could make our own planes in which to put these things rather than have them be sections of our own shadow worlds. None of this probably makes sense to you, but you asked, so I decided to tell you the truth.
So
Make a
wait,
bridge
you want to
or something
expand the Dreadlands into each one into a plane on its own?
It is something I think has potential, yes.
Like a floor?
No.
No, like a dimension.
Like a world.
Like a dimension, like its own held reality where whatever things we want can be crafted however we want them to be crafted.
You want to be God.
Well,
God's.
I won't require anyone call me a goddess, but I suppose
How's your
there
boss
are
feel
some
about that?
similarities. My boss? Do you mean the doll? I don't know. It is unclear to me. There are always dark powers in control of these places, and typically Mist Wardens will interact with them as necessary, strike deals with them, but understandably, the dark powers here are significantly more powerful, as they have sort of nothing else to report to. Very much a god, you could say, your friend Maisie. And yet, other things have wormed their way in. This Count Dracula, this Master Mage has gotten here. That is a rather significant situation.
And Medina.
Oh, well, Medina, what is Medina? And yes, and now people are getting out, so clearly she doesn't have a full thing. We all know how people are getting out. Of course, Mr. Soot seemed to read the writing on the wall and try to escape, which is very foolish because, as I keep explaining, there is nowhere to go.
Then where did he go?
Wherever he went, he's not gone. Let's phrase it like that. Even if he got off the island, he hasn't gotten off the island. And if he got stuck in the mist, yes.
What do you mean by that?
Don't worry about it for now. Let's just focus on getting me what I want, and then you'll all be rewarded with whatever you want, I suppose.
Can we get that in writing?
I don't have time for that. Just
like a wish situation.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Are you noting this? We can get whatever we want if we help.
I'm noting. I just made a puzzle, is what I'm noting.
No. What she said. We take the.
I take the puzzle and the pen from Wina. Just grab it.
What? Sorry, what are you saying to me?
Just write it down. She'll say to Florence.
Okay, no, I'm writing it. I'm writing it. And then if you could just sign here and
yeah.
I'm not signing a document to you all. You'll have to take my word for it.
Okay, fine. Why not sign as a witness and London will write witnessed by.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Hurry, we've got to get.
I'll sign, but
contracts only important insofar as they have a backing force behind them.
No, it's fine, but here, I'll sign all right. And Wina kind of gets a glimmer in her eye, and then Wina draws like a bunch of letters in a grid, and she signs via a cryptogram.
Okay, I rip the page out and give her puzzle book back.
Okay, so the mountain, and London will go and sit.
All right. So, if you guys sit and watch, on the mountain, we have deep in the icy caverns, Dr. Ariel Kenwick, Quincy P.A. Virus, Dr. Helvetica Guston, and W.D. Baker, along with the manager and the bounty hunter.
Now, I've charted a course back down into the mountain based off of my calculations and my studies. Now, I know, Mr. Baker, you are a pilot, but I'm also going to guess that you're good at maps and navigation, maybe?
I've seen a map or two in my day, yes.
Can you take a look at this and see if this makes sense? And also, Dr. Ariel, knowing what you know about geology, can you see if this crude drawing that I've made of this mountain makes sense for how it might be laid out?
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Sounds great. So, W.D. Baker, I do think I actually am going to give you a little thing to your navigation. This would be for you an intellect roll, so you're going to roll 2 d6s. And you may add 1 to the higher roll.
So that would be a 7.
A 7. Excellent. With a 7, you can confirm that based on what you have seen of this and just sort of general directions, and because you probably came down here at some point, that Dr. Guston's stuff looks good to you. Every time you're like, ooh, but what about, you're like, nope, that's perfect, this tracks here, great, boom, yeah. So yes, you can sign off on this from whatever your opinion means.
It appears we are on the right track. You are following the correct directions.
Excellent. Then should we set off down the mountain then? Or into the mountain, the belly of the beast?
Deeper and deeper into the mountain.
Well,
Fine by
yes.
me. We weren't getting much done in this cave, I'll tell you that. Well, except for watching our friend get sucked dry.
hold on a minute. Let me take a look. And I would like to, based on what I see around and based on the radiation that we've measured, see maybe what the best course of action to go down and the safe. I know there's no safe, but the safe
All right,
bit.
go ahead and do. If you're going to be looking around primarily, I'll let you add your radiation science. Roll a d10 and a d6, and you may add 2 to your highest roll.
Whoop! I got a 10.
You got
On
a
the
10, so that's
Yeah.
a 12, but roll the 10 again.
Oh no!
So you've already got 2 raises here.
And that fell in a way that did not measure.
It would be great if you could get
9.
9.
Yes. thought it was
So
a 6, but it's
9
9.
plus 12 is 30. No, 21. So
Sure.
you have
Sure.
5 raises or 4 raises. She got to 20. All right. So Dr. Ariel Kenwick, Dr. Guston's sort of navigational understanding is clear. However, your knowledge of the particles and strange radiations in this place, it is almost becoming second nature to you. So you look at this, but you start kind of putting dots over the map, indicating projected changes in radiation decay and which areas might have some of these stranger waves going through them. Based on that, you think that you basically have 2 options. One is to go the most direct path that Dr. Guston has kind of, Dr. Guston's map, you've probably said we could do this and then either this, and that, so there's some options on your charting. One of these options will get you deeper into the mountain than you've ever gone. The other option will get you closer to the source of those strange particle energy readings than you've gotten. You will not be as deep, but you will be at a much more potent area, and I will say that with a 20, though you know that this radiation can be harmful to the body, they were just kind of beginning to figure that out. You don't think brief exposure would be too harmful to you all. If you were to live down there, it would be a problem, but if you simply went down there and checked it out, you think you would be okay.
All
So
right,
those are your 2 options. One can get you far into the mountain, the other can get you to the source of the sort of the most potent source of the readings.
Okay, I will let everyone know that there are two options. We can get deep into the mountain or close to the source of the radiation, and I'm not sure what'll get us the most answers, so I think it should be a group decision.
Well, I'm just here to punch wolves, so wherever you guys want to go.
Our goals have changed a little bit. Yours haven't? You don't want to figure out what's going on with this guy? And she'll point to the manager. You don't? No
I've gotta
curiosity
say,
there?
I am curious, but understanding the mysteries of the multiverse is not in my wheelhouse.
All right, well...
There's also a lot of money on this entire expedition. We're being paid to source
If we make it
artifacts. If we make it out, yes.
Well, I
am here to be paid.
I do respect doing a job for the coin. It's how I've
Right.
always operated.
Got anything to offer?
Well, I mean, as you say, you're proposing two options. You want to... Let me phrase it like this. She'll turn to Dr. Kenwick and say, which is more important to you? Do you want to go deep? Or do you want to get to the right spot?
I want to get to the right spot.
I thought you did.
You'll have to pay admission for this show.
Dr. Kenwick will...
Bounty
Like,
Hunter kind of
without
looks at him and
seeing her
says,
expressions.
everything's got its price. And then she'll sort of say, well, lead on, doctors.
All right, well, it's colder than a witch's tit in here. Maybe it'll be warmer in the mountain. So she'll...
So you're going to head towards
All
the
right.
source of the radiation.
Yeah.
Understood.
All right. Okay.
Wonderful. Well,
Now, Mr. Manager, how often are
I think
you...
I think it's just manager.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
it's
the
just-
manager.
So sorry.
Just manager.
Manager, how often are you going to need to do what you did back there to our friend, the spiritualist?
I mean, I went a few days without like eating anything. I felt really fucking hungry, pardon my language. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, okay, do I get a sense of like how like fucking hungry, like how like close I was to, like starving to death at that point?
You were it was pretty rough for you at that point because yeah, you had gone a long time and just hadn't even seen blood. You always will want to feed, but you can certainly control yourself, for several hours if necessary.
Okay. I mean, the more frequently I can eat, the better. But I guess that goes for everyone, right? Like, no one wants to be hangry.
Right.
You
But
know?
you don't exactly eat the rations that we have.
No, I don't.
Right.
Well, who knows?
Can-
She kind of slaps the manager on the back. Maybe you'll find some more sort of eldritch, strange things down there, and you can try drinking their blood or ectoplasm or whatever they got.
We'll see. I mean, this was like the first time I ever like drank someone's blood, so in general, so I'm like kind of new to this whole thing.
Right.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
How was it, by the way? Invigorating?
I mean, yeah, it felt. Yeah, it felt great.
Wondering
Alright,
if perhaps you could eat animals, if they would satisfy the same cravings.
Right.
I don't know.
Let's try that first, right?
What?
I can try. I don't know.
Well, I'm just letting you know I'd taste real gamey, so you might not want me if you had to choose.
Okay, I won't.
Can I hold you to that? And she'll hold out her hand. I'm kidding. All right, let's go.
Okay.
So, as you descend deeper into the mountain, along the path to find this higher source of radiation, London, because this was your plan, would you roll a d13?
I will.
Great.
Wow.
Let's see what kinds of things you might encounter in the dark.
I don't know if this is good or bad. It's an 11?
An 11. That is good. Actually, that means that
For you or us?
For you. It's
Oh.
terrible for me. But also, it's pretty justified since you had a 20 on your scanning. So, but what this means is, not only did you figure this out so well, and you're really going to get to this, there's this spot in this mountain that maybe exists. I don't know. A lot of people say it probably isn't even there. But, you know, you're looking for this special spot in the mountain. This this specific place you're going. Does it exist? Who can say? But it's where you want to find. And you really seem to have a sense of where you're going. So again, you're not going for depth. You're kind of curving back around a little bit. Anyway, so as you're sort of trying to get to this, maybe it's real, maybe it's not. She's finally getting what I'm saying.
Hitting at the right spot.
As you go through, luck is on your side, and when you guys were going through the mountain earlier, you were encountering some things that defied explanation at times. Most of them you sort of hand waved away, but, you know, Quincy, WD, you were not sort of science people. Dr. Guston, Dr. Kenwick, they're pretty quick to kind of dismiss anything as like, oh, someone was hallucinating, or oh, just this, that, whatever. You have both seen a few things on this mountain that feel unnatural. Fortunately, this little trek, you don't encounter any such things, and you soon come to a very large cavern of pure ice, one that you had not ventured to before, Dr. Kenwick, and whatever little, you know, machinery you have, your little rudimentary Geiger counter-esque thing is beginning to sort of kind of crackle in a way that you have never seen before. Now, you probably only have flares, you know, that you're kind of like holding up, or you have a good number of them in your supplies, but the amount of light those can generate, it's a lot kind of around you. You can see a good distance. It's not sort of the D&D rules of 30 feet, then another 30 feet of dim, and then nothing. But when you enter a cavern of this size, though you can roughly tell that it is hundreds of feet high and across, and you can see that there's a large section. It is not a bottomless pit below you, but there is a fall of about 200 or 300 feet, and you can tell as you move it around, these massive shadows, you know, swing like this, that you are in a very large cave. There is what seems to be a walkway of pure ice extending across to, you wonder if it is a chamber of ice across the way. It is hanging down from the ceiling. It is at least 50 or 60 feet long, kind of this sort of crystal-like piece of glass hanging there, and there is what appears to be a walkway of ice unsupported that goes into an entrance in that. Perhaps it's a natural formation, but something about it seems very regular. Dr. Kenwick, you certainly think that is the source of the energy you're feeling. However, the rest... anyone can do a vitality to look around.
Well, can I ask first,
Sure.
if the bridge seems... Because I have +2 in Arctic climate, could I surmise whether or not that bridge is stable?
Tell you what, why don't you give me an intellect with a +2 in Arctic climate, and the rest of you give me a vitality to just look around. Did you hit a 13?
No, I saw it's a 13,
Oh, okay.
and I'm scared.
I got an 8 on a D8 vitality.
Oh, roll again. You
It's
get to
only a 7.
a 7, okay.
Wait, do I roll a d6 as well?
You also roll a d6, yes.
Oh.
And all rolls also roll a d6. If you've already gotten an 8, you don't need to,
Oh!
because...
8, then.
So
on the
you rolled a
D6.
6 on the d6 and only a 5 on the...
Correct.
Great, if you rolled a 6, roll it again. You've exploded.
On the d6.
The d6.
Okay.
I rolled a 7 the second time.
So
Baby.
15 total.
A 1.
Okay, so you got to a 9. You got to a 15.
Oh,
Dallas...
I still don't know how this system works. I'm glad you're doing the math.
Jakarta?
Can I just be like
Quincy.
on the lookout since it's my job to kind of be the bodyguard.
Sure, if you're kind of more,
looking around.
you're looking around, just give me a vitality roll of that sort of awareness. Manager and Baker, either of you guys doing this roll, or are you just...
I had a 4, so...
4, okay, cool.
Just
I
straight
gotta-
vitality, or
Vitality, but so you roll your vitality die and a d6. Choose the higher die.
Also, Helvetica is reaching into her pack and like putting on cramps, like the little like.
Sure, the cramp on
Yeah.
the kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
The ice shoes, perfect.
Oh, I figured we already had them. Aren't we walking through like icy, like what is
You-
that?
You might have already had it. You can be sort of, maybe you're pulling out your good ones. You were just in your everyday walking around ones. You're like running errands crampons. Now you're
Which
putting in
weirdly
your like
Got a lot.
putting on your formal wear night at the opera.
9.
9. Great. So, Jakarta, kind of glancing around the room, you don't really think anything is in here, especially kind of on the level that you've come to. Manager and Baker, you're sort of
see.
getting a general look at the space. Dr.
My,
Gust, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't tell you my number,
Oh.
so I don't know if it matters. I got a 6 on the d6. I
Roll
don't
it
know.
again.
Okay, and then do you just add that?
You add it on.
So that's a 4 on the d6.
So you also, so basically, Manager, you walked in here and this place is just kind of weird. You haven't seen a thing. Quincy, your lookout sort of for anything. You are confident nothing is currently in this chamber with you. Dr. Baker, or not Pilot Baker, you've gotten 1 raise. So that means that as you glance around, you can tell that there is a sort of like switchback, very, very narrow set of ramps. Like if you peer over the edge of the little kind of sheer ice face, there's a walkway down a couple 100 feet below you to whatever is down there on the ground. And that cavern seems to maybe have more sort of stuff in it down there. There's kind of, you're so far up from it, the light is shining down, you can see rough shapes, but it's kind of harder to see. But with your rays, you're able to tell that there's a path down. Dr. Guston, you get all of that, but you also get kind of, you and Baker maybe kind of, walking to other sides and looking around. You can tell that there are passages leading out of the chamber below. So to recap what you all see, and Dr. Ariel Kenwick, your knowledge of this, because you got to I think you got to at least 1 raise there. You strongly suspect that a thin slip of ice like that relatively thin, an incredibly regular, smooth, sort of plane of ice. It's probably about a foot thick and maybe 2 feet thick and maybe 2 feet wide and 100 feet long. That does not seem like a natural formation, and especially because it leads into this strangely sort of hanging thing there with a passage inside of it. If you move your flare, it seems dark. So to recap, you come into this room. There's a good bit of just cavern here, but as you walk ahead, you see there's this bridge leading to this hanging chamber, a switchback path leading down the sharp, steep ice face, and then passages leading out below. But what is down there, even those of you who've seen really well, you're just getting the basic hints of that in your flare light. And it's all red, so it looks real cool. Yes, Dr. Kenwick.
I'm wondering if we have ice, ropes with hooks on the end that we would normally like throw to hook on to like ice to climb. I'm assuming we would have that equipment.
You might have that sort of equipment. I think the way you usually do it is you go up to the ice and you hammer stuff in. You're not doing as much like throw to, grapple hook onto things, but you probably have a means of attempting it.
Okay.
Yeah. But typically you're not like going to, you don't usually go to an ice face and like, and then Batman up the side on the Adam West style, kind of walk up the thing. You're usually more like doing that, and you drill in, and then you clip into that, and drill in and clip into it.
This is what sometimes It was worth asking. Why is there a mosquito in here?
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Oh, no, definitely worth asking. I'm saying you have it. That's just going to be a harder technique to attempt.
Are you wanting to Tarzan over there, Dr. Ariel?
Well, I wish I could because I love doing something impressive. However, I don't think that bridge will hold any of us unless you, Madam Bounty Hunter, have any ideas. We could tie a rope here. One of us who weighs the least, not sure who that would be, could try to slide our way across. Should it crumble, which it looks like it would, we would slam against the rock face. But yeah.
Well, I could, if you wanted, I could maybe turn into a bat and fly the rope across.
You can do that?
I don't know if I can hold the rope as a bat, but I'm pretty small, but
Only one way to find out.
Oh wow.
All right,
Well, I mean,
I'll bite.
How much weight can you hold as
Wait a
a
minute.
bat? Would you say like you could hold a coconut or
Just
like
one bat?
just one, it's just one
Just-
bat, yeah.
Not several bats, because Dracula can form into many bats.
what kind of bat? Because there are lots of different kinds of bats in
That's
different
right. A
sizes.
fruit bat can be very large.
Vampire
They'll
bat.
hold the boxes of the
Naturally.
sky.
All right.
Kind of just the bounty hunter's just listening to all of this, like,
Are we going to argue about what kind of bat, or are we going to give manager, not Mr. Manager, the
Well,
rope and say, let's do it?
Try, right? Like,
Yeah, try it.
What
But
kind of bat?
If he's a tiny
I'm just gonna
vampire
turn into a
bat,
bat.
those things are like this big.
I mean, the worst that can happen is he doesn't turn into a bat and he falls to his death.
I
and
try and
we're
turn
minus
into a
one
big
vampire
strong
to deal
bat?
with. No offense.
So can you try and turn into a what?
a big, strong bat.
You want to be a big, strong, a big boy bat?
Big,
Yeah.
strong, independent bat.
Can we tell him
Uh,
you did it and not good job?
Oh, actually, I will let you
Don't wanna
try
be
this.
pleased with that.
I would like for you to make a vitality roll, Mr. Manager. It's just manager.
I thought it wasn't.
It's a 6.
6. Oh, so you roll a d6 and a d13.
Oh, wait. Oh, I was rolling a D4. Okay, I should roll a D6 for my thing.
Yeah, because your vitality is a d13.
I was a 6 on the D6. Okay,
Explode.
so 8 total.
8 is one raise, so you won't get to the multiple raises would have gotten you to the fun stuff, but you do actually turn into a disturbingly large bat. Something that is probably the size of, like, not counting the wings, so it's bigger than this, but like the body is the size of a house cat. He turns into a pretty beefy bat.
Appears to be a beefy,
I'm gonna
beefy
try
bat.
and pick up the rope and fly. Can I fly like with the holding onto the rope?
Because of the size of bat that you have turned into, yes, you can hang on to the rope.
Okay, I'll try and fly it across.
Understood. That is there will be no roll required for you to fly. Had you been a little bat, you would have had to like make a like, ooh, think I can. But with this, no, you're able to fly this rope. You guys certainly have a couple 100 feet of rope, no problem. So he flies this rope over to the other side, over this glass, sort of this icy bridge. You land on the other side. There is a chamber within that sort of crystal hanging thing, and it really seems like a human-sized or human being-sized door has been carved, but it kind of curves as it goes in there, so you can't really see into it unless you wanted to go in further yourself.
I mean, first I'm just gonna try to tie the rope off.
Understood. I'm sure they would have sent you with a piton or something, so yeah, you have some. So you guys, those of you watching in the flickering glow of this flare, you see the manager on the other side turn back into a person, hold the rope, and begin to sort of tie this off. Give me a coordination roll, manager. Actually, though, what the hell? You can use your arts and crafts,
Sick.
since it's you probably did some rope making at summer camp.
That's a 5.
A 5 will be enough that you have. It's not like a expert mountain climber's rope or anything, but you have tied off the rope. So presumably it would support, especially if they've hammered it on the other side, which no roll is required for you to do that, Quincy. That's literally what you're here for. So with that, yes, you now have a rope extending across this bridge from the side of the ice where you are to the strange hanging chamber on the other side. Dr. Kenwick, your readings are very high right now. And you do believe that it's probably centered in whatever is there.
Well, I think we found the right spot.
And the bounty hunter will just kind of, I don't know, she won't even say anything.
Do we see
So
her
grunt,
looking cagey around at us? Like, I feel like I would address that if she would be like, "Oh, I know something you don't." Like, I feel like I would want to.
Do a will roll on the. It's kind of like your insight. Do a will.
Sure,
On
why
that,
not?
on that
I'm
bounty
great
hunter
at
there.
that. No, I'm not. Oh shit.
Perfect.
All right.
Oh, then even better. Yeah, roll 2d6s.
A 6 on the second one.
Hey, roll it again.
A 6.
Whoa, roll it again.
A 5.
All right, so that's
A 17.
17. That's still 4. It's like raised times 4. There's this like. Actually, wait. What? When was? Hold on. It's too early for them to. No one, Granfenberg hadn't even like described this location hypothetically at this point, but their terminal there. It's like a double entendre that they're playing around. You found the spot. They mean it. They were talking about depth versus spot, and they mean it very sexually. But
That's all I get from that.
But Quincy, you're just asking, does she know something you don't know? No, they're just,
Okay, yeah.
that little exchange, that's what that meant.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, if I would have said, had the G-spot been, even described by this time?
The gamma spot. The gamma
spot,
radiation
The gamma
spot.
radiation spot. Oh yeah, it's the source of the gamma rads.
Yeah.
The G-spot. Yeah, that's what she's looking for.
Always.
Well, that's going into the recap.
Guys, we're very highbrow humor here. We are very intellectual.
Be profesh.
It's nothing. Certainly, it's not intellectual to talk about,
The G spot.
these fictional parts of the anatomy that don't actually exist, and it's just it's honestly
Like
a
the clitoris.
problem. That myth. So, the manager's found the spot. He's holding on tight. Is anyone going to cross?
Can I
I'll
do a
do it.
survival check?
Absolutely. Give me a let's do intellect with survival. This will just be your sort of general thing. So you're going to roll, I will roll a d13 for you. You're going to roll a d6, and whoever rolls the higher, but we get to add 2 to the higher roll.
3.
I only rolled a 2. However, your 3 gets you to a 5, which is a basic success of kind of like kind of thinking like you think that will hold. Whether or
Okay.
not the bridge collapses in the middle and whoever's on this is now dangling between 2 points and will have to like pull themselves back really terrifyingly. You can do a carabiner onto it and hope that that'll support whatever. But this could be pretty frightening, but you believe the rope will hold, if nothing else.
Okay. Yeah, I'll like carabiner
Okay.
myself
So you're gonna go
to
first?
it. Yeah.
All right. You watch as Dr. Guston clips in. And Dr. Guston, go ahead and give me a coordination roll as you make your way along this incredibly slippery bridge. So you can roll a d4 and a d6 and use the higher.
Oh, and I don't have.
You can add
I
your
can't,
2
like-
for survival.
Okay.
Yeah.
A D4 or a D6.
Yes. And remember, you guys can always spend 3 power to re-roll.
Okay, I 6 total.
6 total. It is very slippery, and you see Dr. Guston kind of moving. However, somewhat to your surprise, Dr. Kenwick, although you did say you didn't think it was natural formation, that icy bridge, though there is kind of tinkling sounds as the steps are taken on it, it does not seem to crack or break at all. The bridge seems pretty sturdy.
Rest of you coming or what?
Sure. I'll hop on.
Yeah.
You go across.
Okay, give me a coordination roll.
Coordination. That's my middle name.
I don't think it is.
Yes, that was a lie.
You have 2 middle names.
I got a 5.
Much like Dr. Guston, you're slipping and sliding a bit. It is to not have a rope, and honestly, both of you probably even like nearly go over the side once or twice. The danger of this is probably not so much the thing cracking. You two are like you're walking on like a frictionless surface. You know, you're so close to sliding off at any point. Dr. Kenwick, you said you'd go next.
I will.
All right. Give me a coordination roll.
7. Oh, wait. Do I also roll a d6?
Yes, but a d6 can't roll a 7.
That will
so
not.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. So yes, you get across again. You also, you're it's not a perfect thing, but you manage to get across. They can pull you over. Mr. Baker, Airman Baker.
I'll head up the rear.
All right. That's a D13 for you, sir.
I think it'll hold.
That is a 12.
A 12?
Nice.
Very close.
Baker, however, just like grabs on and, for whatever, pilots actually do have to use their feet, especially back in those days. That's like they have pedals, so the man's good with his feet. And you are able to, you glide across it like it's not a, or you glide across it like it is a frictionless surface, but in a good way. You're just pull yourself along, you're there. The bounty hunter will come after you. Makes it across with a little bit more trepidation. Kind of a little more akin to how the others did, but eventually you all get across.
Scientifically speaking, that bridge shouldn't have made it. But
I agree.
Both of you give me an intellect roll.
All right.
To propose how such a thing could be possible. Dr. Kenwick, you can add your 2 from... You can both add 2 to this, either from Arctic climates and survival, just as you're sort of racking your brains.
Will you
Yes,
roll mine
I'll roll
because
your
it's a
D13.
D13?
8.
8, okay.
Not very high.
Damn. You've gotten to a 13 because you have a +2. I rolled an 11.
It's a dirty 13.
Dirty, filthy little 13.
Doesn't count.
Dirty. That doesn't
Bad,
count.
bad 13.
Should the rest of us leave?
Yes. Everyone should leave except for this naughty little oblong die. 13. Yeah, oh boy. Okay. So, Dr. Kedwick, you were suspecting that
Radiation.
maybe the radiation strengthening the ice. Dr. Guston, you think there must be a core within this ice. You suspect this ice has formed around a sturdy bridge of some kind.
I might have seen something like this before in my travels, but it seems like there might be a core underneath the ice that we can't see that's holding it up and giving it support.
Like something historical? Because I'm very good with this kind of climate, and I've never heard of that. Something clear?
Like something architected.
Yeah.
We know that there's something under this mountain that wasn't necessarily naturally built.
That's true.
Anyway, seems like we might want to go in, but does the doorway, does this like crystal doorway, does it have some sort of like anything like runes
Ooh,
around
I like it.
Like,
Go ahead and do a. I really want you to have to roll, or want me to roll another 13 for you. Roll a d10. We'll say it's a looking, but you may add your ancient civilizations bonus to, or it's a d8 for you. Sorry, so it's a d8. Roll a d6, a d8, but you do get to add 2.
okay, I rolled a 2 on the d6, a 6 on the d8, so we got 8, 9, 10.
So it's a dirty 8.
Dirty 8.
An unclean. We'll start saying unclean. That's better. An unclean 8. An unwashed 8. Yes. You managed
Got there.
to. You managed to. It's a raise on the success. So yes. You are confident that there are no symbols or carvings consistent with any of the civilizations you've seen. If this is an intentionally made chamber, which you suspect it is, it has no adornment. It is purely utilitarian.
Oh, so there's nothing, like it's literally just like somebody cut a hole in the ice.
It is,
but it's
yes,
too
but
clean.
it's very cleanly cut. It's very odd there, but like you're looking for like, ooh, are there sort of pictograms or symbols, or is it cut into an arch that would imply this kind of civilization? And with a raise on it, you are seeing nothing. It seems
It's just a hole.
It's
just a hole.
Sometimes you get to the spot and it was just a hole all along. The point is,
Yeah.
It seems, I think, utilitarian. It seems.
We love a utilitarian hole.
Hey, you know what?
Programs to, well, okay.
All downhill from here, folks.
Yeah, it's not going to get better. Okay.
I think it's all deeper from here, is what you mean.
Yeah. Now we go deeper. Now that we've gotten to the spot, go deeper, but
We
not
go
too deep.
deeper and harder.
Just deep enough.
And we just explore a little more. We find out who we are along the way.
Every mountain is different, Dr. Ariel.
That's also
Some experimentation.
Sometimes you don't want to go right to the spot. Sometimes you actually want to go like a little to the left or the right of the spot, depending on the mountain. Let's just not worry
depending on the
about
mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every mountain is different, like you said.
it. Oh.
The journey is just as important as the destination.
Every island a waterfall.
This is bad. This is bad.
Important thing is that we found the right spot.
Yeah.
And we're going in.
Go.
We're going in.
We
All
found
right.
it. And we're going in.
We all consent to going in?
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
So,
God damn it.
as you begin to venture into that, we're going to cut briefly to London, Dallas, Zurich, Florence, and Jakarta.
They're really pushing the sex joke thing, huh?
I know. It's
And yeah.
Is this? I didn't realize this was supposed to be one of those Dreadlands that's like super horny.
Yeah, I don't know, like,
see, I think the essence is horny, but like the people aren't. Whereas like Voluptua, I think everyone's horny, but the land isn't. Like
Mm,
Oh, but what's through the land is also horny. It's like it's
that's true.
big-
360 horny.
Yeah. All the hot tubs randomly, like the naturally occurring weird.
That is a weird thing. A naturally occurring hot tub?
Oh, none of your people were ever in Voluptua.
No,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
mine
I've
neither.
never.
Oh, there's hot tubs everywhere in
No.
Voluptua.
damn.
Could
And,
we
like, you
please?
I think the most I got from Voluptua was the coming rain.
Oh, I had a lot.
Lady Rhiannon is like, could we focus? But at this point, Christy will sort of turn to you all with her blank face and say, "It's not the realms that are horny. It's the dread subs. All of them."
Okay, but what about the riders?
We put certain, sometimes we make the backstories horny, sometimes we don't. But the dread subs, it always turns out like this.
Okay, no offense. All of you are very attractive people, but I'm not.
No, I'm good.
Just because you're
Oh,
not
they-
attracted to them doesn't mean you're not horny.
It doesn't mean just because you're not attracted to them doesn't mean you wouldn't fuck them.
I'm not. I don't know.
I'm just saying I fucked plenty of people I'm not attracted to.
You've literally only existed on this island.
I have this feeling, okay?
I believe him.
Yeah, well, the way that you give him massages, I
Yeah, I see. You're like, I totally
You're
believe him.
so massaged.
Oh man.
Oh.
Okay, so
They're
they got
going
the right
in.
spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, well, hopefully they can sort of find whatever is down there. And Dallas, could you try to reach out to the manager again? Perhaps it will be easier in this space. I'm right in understanding that this is sort of a place where time and space are different, and there's a lot of psychic energy. And
Yeah, now that you're all worked up.
I mean, I kind of feel like pretty tired right now, so like I don't know how. I'll try. Like, what do you want me to say?
just
If I can't take control, what do you want me to say?
just convey that the manager and the bounty hunter must find all the others, and if they can use this mountain as a beacon to them, or as a means of communicating, they should.
Okay.
Alright. Dallas, go ahead and give me a detect vibe. You may add your +2 for the manager, so you get 6 dice on this. In addition... No, we'll do it differently than that. Go ahead and roll that.
2 1s.
2 1s. But sadly, that is not your fear. Okay. Yes, you managed to put that thought into... So basically, we will now cut back to you all, having crossed the bridge, about to sort of enter this twisting utilitarian passage. But the manager, you have this thought enter your head.
It's like that same thought.
However, yeah, you can... If you'd like to put it into Dallas's words, you can then hear whatever Dallas said.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, basically just saying the same thing. Then, so I'm like, okay. So as the manager, I'm like, again, like, am I like, it's the same thing where it's like, it seems like a random thought that's
It
occurring
feels
to me?
like an intrusive thought. Absolutely.
Okay. Why? Okay, whatever. That's never. Out loud, I'm just like, never mind. I mean, can we? I look at. So the bounty hunter is already on our side, on this side
Yeah.
of the thing, right?
She's made it over.
Are there like ways that we can like? Are there ways that we can like summon like everyone else?
Well, I mean, there are certainly ways to put a call out, but you either need equipment or magic to do so. Why?
Is this like mountain something we can use to do that?
Well, this mountain is something pretty wild. I suppose there's a lot of psychic energy in here, so theoretically we could kind of put out a pulse. Why?
Okay, I was just wondering. I had another one of these thoughts. Like we should like just call everyone here. If we can.
Interesting. Dr. Kenwick, the manager is once again saying that he is having thoughts are entering his head. And this is happening as you have now gotten super close to the radiation.
I mean, you know, we have suspected for a while that radiation could be like a contact for supernatural beings. That's, I mean, is that fair to summarize?
Sure.
So, you know, I don't know. Nobody's asking for my opinion, but if we can summon something here, that would be a scientific discovery. That would be the discovery of the century, of the millennia.
Well, it would be like calling the rest of like us. I'm like pointing at me and the bounty hunter. It's like I don't know if it's like me like subconsciously just like wanting to meet my new team, you know, or like something.
Do a will, or no, do a detect vibe. Feel it out.
Detect vibe. I'm gonna detect the ever-loving fuck out of these vibes.
D6, D13, he gets to roll.
I really rolled a 1 and a 2, so a 2.
Oh, if you'd rolled a double ones, it would have been snake eyes, and that's like a crit fail. That's too bad. You just don't know. You cannot tell if it's your it could be your subconscious, or you have no idea, Mr. Manager.
I mean, like, I guess I am like the manager. Like I need like a team to manage, right? Like, is that? I don't know how I like. Let's say this is the bounty hunter. I'm like, I don't know how long ago it was like when you became who you are, but like, did you like feel like you had like different? You had like this, you know, following the same impulses that you had before, but like in a different way.
Something like that. Don't worry, little cowpoke. You'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Well, are we going to venture on in?
I say we should.
Yeah.
Why not? We've come this far.
Lead on.
I guess.
And the spiritualist, God rest, was it a male, female?
Garamond Woods is still alive. Dallas, the manager didn't drink all of his blood.
What is their gender?
He.
He would have, if he were able to speak, said that we should set our intentions for, this kind of thing. So maybe we should do that, set our intentions. I mean, he had crystals and stuff. Like, maybe this thing is like a crystal to your kind, so maybe we should set an intention, all of us.
I just start walking toward it.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
what? Let's go.
Listen, call your people. We get down to the instant civilization. If we walk in, there's like nothing that's like at all related to anything Helvetica Guston was looking for. It's all, there's no.
So far you guys have you're kind of at the entrance. You haven't started going in. It's sort of this curving path. But as you entered, you said you were looking like the archway. There were no signs on the archway. No words, no symbols, no imagery meaning that this had any sort of significance. So as you begin to go through this kind of smooth, icy chamber, as you go about 20 feet along the curve, kind of just to the point where you cannot see the entrance that you came in, you all begin to experience a low kind of whirring sound from in your heads. There is a kind of
like Gregorian chanting?
Or like a thrumming?
It's a thrum. Basically, now that you've gotten to the spot, you've made it thrum a little bit, which is good. You're going to apply, if you want to apply additional pressure, but slowly and kind of with a vibrational pattern to it, that might be a good thing. So yes, there's a thrum. I'm not trying to do it, it just happens.
Does anybody feel that?
The thrumming?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it, are you feeling it too, manager and gunslinger?
Do I?
You do.
Yeah.
She says, that's psychic energy, all right.
Psychic energy.
Yeah. Ooh.
Fascinating.
Potent, too. I think we're getting pretty high in your radiation. And yes, Dr. Kenwick, your radiation, it's like on the edge of your counter, like.
However, I know this seems alarming, but as long as we're in and out in a few minutes, maybe even a few hours, we'll be fine. As long as we don't live down here, we'll be good.
All right. Do your thing quickly. Got artifacts to find. Again, can you remind me who all we were summoning here again?
His team.
The rest
Right.
of us.
What kind was that? Were there more titles? The manager, the gunslinger.
That is mostly how we're known. You can refer to us as the Mistwalkers.
Oh.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
Well, it's because I think you all witnessed it, at least to my friend here. You know, that purple mist that killed all of the rest of your party, and anytime you go into it, you start coughing and dying and feeling your life drain away. You know, that stuff.
Yes, in fact, we watched half of our team die horribly to it.
That doesn't happen to us when we go in it. For us, that's just a beautiful, homey, sort of nostalgic kind of scent, you understand?
Well, must be nice.
Oh, certainly is. So,
I mean, it's convenient at least.
okay, who works for us? But the point is, we were all sort of scattered about, then this mist went, so we know we're all still alive, or at least we hope we are, although, well, she kind of puts a arm around the manager's shoulder. Sometimes our folks can die, but then we always find another one here. Always 13 of us, no matter what, in the end.
13, no matter what. Say.
Your heads are hurting, but it's not like causing you pain. It's kind of it's almost like you're at like a concert that's really loud, but it's only in your head. You know, so it's like it's kind of hard to focus, but you can still hear what everyone else is saying. It's an unpleasant sensation. In any case, if you do press on, you will curve around this chamber, that vibration getting louder, and you enter a room that is carved in patterns that defy understanding. I need every single person here to make an intellect roll.
Oh no.
Helvetica,
Can you
I
do
think,
that
Well,
for
that's
me?
not good.
half this,
Yeah.
so it's a d6 plus your intellect.
Okay.
What do you got,
6.
Helvetica?
3.
3. 5, 4,
5.
6.
Do
Dr.
I
Kenwick.
explode?
Oh, sorry. What are we
Oh, you
rolling?
do explode if it was on your d6. Go for it. So roll a d13 and a d6.
Sorry, I was looking something up.
I'm sorry to tell you that I rolled a 1 on your d13, by the way, Dr. Guston. So it will be your 3.
Can I spend power to reroll it?
You can, yes, spend 3 power. Let's re-roll it.
I rolled an 8 and a 5.
8 and a 5.
Also, I'm wondering, this
Uh-huh.
is what I was looking up. Would Dr. Kenwick have potassium iodide to help prevent radiation poisoning?
I think you certainly do. Sure. You thought you might be finding some radioactive metal from space. That seems...
She'll pop a couple.
Sure. You're not sharing that right now, but okay, yeah, absolutely.
Not yet, but she's
All
got
right.
plenty.
I am re-rolling your d13. I have some good news and some bad news, Dr. Guston.
Ooh.
The good news is that your die gets to explode because I just rolled a 13.
Oh,
Oh,
no!
baby. Here it is.
So it's 13 plus 5. So that's 18. It's pretty darn good. The bad news is I now rolled this d13 to see if we have a horror surge, which would be so cool.
Let's get one.
We don't have a horror surge.
Oh,
But
the only time I was rooting for one for your birthday.
it's appreciated. I'm gonna mark this one down as Fable / Philip. As a joint effort. It was your roll, my die. So with that, the highest other roll you got to an 8, Dr. Kenwick.
Yes.
How did you do after your die exploded, Quincy? What did you get to? What was your final? Jeremy.
Oh,
what was your
10.
You got your 10. Okay, great. But Zurich and Baker and the manager, you were both sub 4.
No, I got a 5.
You got to a 5. You hit a 4. Okay, so no one is under. Okay, great. We had a 10 and 8, and Dr. Guston got you this. So Dr. Guston's gonna be okay. The bounty hunter gets to an 8 as well. Okay, so the good news is you guys enter this room and no one's brains just explode. But this chamber is dizzying. For everyone who got basically like only one success, so that's manager and Baker, like it's like it hurts to look at this room. The angles don't line up. The geography is wrong. The word if anyone understands, actually only Dr. Kenwick and Dr. Guston might have the presence of mind and preceding expertise for the word non-Euclidean to enter their minds. But the geography of this chamber hurts your head. It's like an Escher painting, but not in a sort of charming labyrinth way. In a like no, this is this is breaking my reality. What I'm looking at can't be possible. This is it's like causing pain. Baker and manager, you just kind of come in and you're not looking. Quincy, Kenwick, and the bounty hunter, as you're looking around, you're like, ooh, it's bothersome. But Dr. Guston, you find it almost beautiful, while also being impossible. But because you got 4 successes on it, you're able to kind of gaze at it, and you're having this sort of strange communion with it.
This is like what I was talking about.
What you were talking about?
When I got like merged with someone else, when I got like mushed into someone else's body.
Like, didn't make sense.
That's
What?
true.
When you became the manager?
Well, I mean, like what led to me becoming the manager, kind of.
That's
Like,
actually a great point, Mr. Manager, just manager. Go ahead and do, I think it really, I'm going to have this be, I really think this should all be intellect rather than will-based. So go ahead and give me another intellect roll.
Yeah. What's it for?
This is for you. This is no. It would be will because it's a mental. It's not. The thing that so you can roll a d10 and a d6, but this is basically you like fighting to not kind of like it's like a wisdom saving throw.
My d6 explodes.
Yay!
So 10 total.
10. So yes, you are very distressed, but you are not having you're not having a break based on this memory. But this you know this feels very much like that experience.
Yeah, I'm really not a fan of this. Yeah. Ugh. This is not great. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't much like it in this room either. Problem is, I suppose we can go back out the way we came, but is it just me, or is it that if we keep walking straight across this, we're going to be on that ceiling?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, so, I mean, what are we supposed to do here, Doc? Dr. Kenwick. Now, actually, Helvetica, so our doctors, you'll both have a moment here. Dr. Guston, you were actually able to look at this chamber. I would like for you to make it'll be another intellect roll, and I'll let you put your survival bonus on it. So roll a d6, I'll roll a d13 for you.
Wait, Kenwick or me?
This will be Guston first.
Guston.
This is Guston because you actually have the best sense of the chamber of anyone.
6.
You have a 6. Okay, great. Yes, that's even higher, so that explodes. Go ahead and roll your 6 again.
All right. A 1.
A 1. So that's 7, but plus your 2 from your survival, that does get you to a raise, gets you to an 8. So I'm going to say that because of your previous success and you're under kind of like looking around.
A 9? Plus 2 for survival?
5 plus 1 plus 2.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Or no, 6 plus 1 plus 2. Yes,
6 plus 1.
Not 5.
Yep.
Where did 5 come from? Yes. Oh, 5 was on my dice. That's my problem. Yes. 9. Great. Either way, you're over 8. So you got 8 or higher. So it's a double success. Dr. Guston, this chamber is mind-breaking and strange, and yet you understand it enough, and you understand traveling enough that you know they don't know what's going on. You can tell this, but you know that you could walk across this chamber and leave it from the other side. Otherwise, you guys are just going to kind of like pile back into the passage you came down. But if you wanted to, you could lead them through this room where angles don't make sense, where Euclidean space is broken down, and you could go deeper if you wanted to.
All right. I know it looks weird, but just follow me. And she starts walking to the other side.
If you do that, you can tell they're like looking in different directions at you and their eyes are like tracking. So you may need to like grab them.
All right.
You may need to like, everyone needs to hold hands situation.
I take the rope that the manager like had tied over, and I like I carabine it to myself, and I'm like, all right. And then who was standing closest to me? Was it Kenwick?
Probably Kenwick, yeah.
I like loop the rope around her waist and like tighten it, and then like I like basically like, all right, pass it down, and then like tie it to the next person.
I will do so.
Okay. So unless anyone resists this, or manager, unless you're like, I don't want to be figuratively or literally tethered to any other person in this room.
No, I mean, I'd rather, if there's someone can figure out how to get out of here, I'm happy to get out of here.
Perfect. All right. So, Dr. Guston, as it's been sort of tied on here, you can lead and you see the path. So you begin to walk, and sure enough, it's like you'll take steps that like suddenly like the thing you thought you were looking ahead at is actually what's above you. It's very upsetting and very kind of confusing and disorienting. Dr. Kenwick.
As I'm doing this, can I like write it down and chart it?
Ooh, yes, but that's going to be another one of these rolls because it is so utterly it's like it doesn't work in 3 dimensions, so capturing in 1 is like, or in 2 is an absolute
even
mess.
Worse.
But go ahead and let's go ahead and roll your d6. I'll give you a shot at it.
6.
Nice.
No.
So the good news here for you, Dr. Guston, is that this die explodes.
Okay.
Gets you to a 23.
Okay.
Plus your +2 is a 24. So the good news for you is you are understanding this room so well. Bad news. Now rolling for a horror surge. 12. Ah, I was so close.
Ooh.
But the worst news is we do now have a dread storm.
For those just listening, he did roll a 13.
Okay, so I've rolled a 13. So that's 2 for Fable / Philip. That's great. All right. And as this is actually perfect. So Dr. Guston, as you begin to lead everyone through this chamber, you are focusing on the charting of what you're doing, and your hand is sort of moving as you're kind of looking in one direction and up in another direction and suddenly being there. You are understanding this with a bizarre and fundamental. This
is absolutely wild.
You are getting it. You are in the groove. You get, despite this being the wildest place you've ever encountered, it's making sense to you.
And then there, and then over there, and then down. Okay.
The rest of you, as you're moving through, this is really beginning to mess with your brains.
And then around.
Meanwhile,
just a couple more feet forward.
In the screening room, a dreadstorm is about to happen.
Oh, not... Oh.
But a dreadstorm for my birthday. London, Dallas, Zurich, Florence, and Jakarta. The way the camera is fixating on Dr. Guston is indicative of it's a real horror movie. Like the other people as they're going, it's these insane angles, and it's a lot of kind of like vertigo, like dolly zooms and strange pushing in, a very kind of very trippy kind of filmmaking, almost like German expressionism, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari kind of stuff. Steep angles. That's when the phone rings.
Somebody gonna get it?
I got the last one.
I'll walk over.
Okay.
Hello?
Put the elf on the phone.
I just turn to Rhiannon is just...
Lady Rhiannon will kind of move to the phone with an odd thing. All of you hear thunder outside, beginning to rumble.
Oh God.
She takes the phone. Oh yeah, that's bad for Florence. Actually, Florence, make a it's always how it goes for poor Florence. Let's go ahead and Florence do a resist coercion roll. You just get two d8s on that.
Okie dokie. A 6 and a 6.
Hey! All right. You manage to, just because there's such other stuff going on, you're kind of like, okay, I'm inside, can't focus on that now, etc. vibe. But you manage to overcome the fear. But Lady Rhiannon listens to the phone. I believe, Zurich, you have a very high listen, don't you?
Yeah,
I don't think
4.
anybody else has like 4 dice in that, right? But
4.
Zurich.
3.
So Zurich, go ahead and make a listen roll. Let's see if you can hear anything on the other side.
Gotta get my D8s. 2, 4. No matches.
No matches. You can't hear. So instead you just hear Lady Rhiannon kind of listening and saying, I don't understand how this is not... How... I know that you're trying to do certain things here, but... No, I don't particularly care about that, to be honest with you. I have my own goals, and I'm not afraid of... No, the mist cannot harm me. You have no idea. Please. You know, when sometimes things like you think that you have power, and I'm here to tell you that despite a great deal of control you may be able to exercise, you don't. What is that supposed to mean? I'm going to continue this process, thank you. And she hangs up the phone.
Who was that?
I believe that is whoever is claiming to be in charge of this place. Pay them no mind.
Maisie.
The phone begins to ring again.
You seemed upset.
I am upset.
I grabbed the phone.
Okay. This is funny because I get to do this. A voice on the phone says, tell the elf I'm starting.
Are you gonna finish too? Whatever it is you're starting?
This is the final experiment. This is the real point of this place.
Does this place end after you finish?
Pick a number between 1 and 13. If you'd like to, I can just roll.
Just
or
roll.
You can pick one.
Why is he
Dan,
smiling?
I don't know if you know what this number represents.
Is that no, that's
It is.
the Leica Garden.
No, it's.
Oh,
I believe it's filled in.
No, it is filled in. I don't remember which. Is that Heistley's? Merkshire?
It's fitting based on the conversations that happened before, but the first 4 are these sort of personal interests in writings. So it goes Arcanabane, De Leckergerten for the drinking, Tobaccatos for the cigarettes, and number 4 is Voluptua.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Florence says 4.
4.
She said something. She's starting something, and then she had me pick a number 1 through 13.
Holy fuck.
And you said number. Okay,
Is
so
that-
basically you say that.
And you said a number?
I don't know.
What did you say?
4? Is that bad?
In the meantime, on the screen, as Helvetica is beginning to draw, we're cutting rapidly of Helvetica mapping out what's going on and trying to draw this mountain, and it's close shots of pens and things swirling and everyone pulling behind, and they're all feeling really kind of disoriented and weird. And then once she sort of draws something and has this sort of strange thing, and now the thrumming energy in this room is overtaking all your minds. The camera shows that the map she's been drawing is a very sexual, very, very sexually charged image. One in which depth and special spots and such things. It is a very sort of vulval, clitoral drawing that has
That's
been
a topographic map.
Topographic map, yes.
What the fuck?
But at this point, an intensity rolls across all. Kenwick, Manager, Baker, Guston, and Pyrus. I'm just gonna say, I'll have the bounty hunter kisses Dr. Kenwick in this disoriented way, and she just kind of pulls her in and kisses, but as the camera spins around her, she's actually kissing Baker. And then as she pulls back, she's upside down, she's like Spider-Man hanging and kissing Baker. And as these characters devolve into an orgy, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Philip.
Non-Euclidean orgy!
Oh my god, it's a non-Euclidean orgy. Oh my
It's
god,
a
I want to title
Euclidean
today's
orgy.
I want to title today's session what's that?
It's the ultimate game of who's in my mouth.
Who's in my mouth?
Oh my god.
Who's in my mouth?
It's not who's in my mouth, it's who is my mouth.
Who is my mouth?
What is my mouth?
Where is my mouth?
When is my mouth?
When is my mouth?
Well, but Philip, that's the title of the next session. Because it just started. It's happening next session.
Non-Euclidean orgy is the title of 156.
Everyone always asks when is my mouth, and no one ever asks how is my mouth.
How is your mouth, Jeremy? All right.
It's full.
Oh. As they begin to devolve into a saint orgy and into a non-Euclidean orgy,
Uh-huh.
I actually am going to give the last line to the girl behind the blank face mask. She'll just say, "Told you."
They're always horny.
And that is where we'll end this session. So with that, with the... Oh my god, ooh, look, hey, the double meaning. With the story on the mountain very much still in play, we will...
Perhaps that is climax.
Yeah. And a dread storm kind of upon us, but a very different kind of dread storm upon us. Next week will be the climax of our story here on the island. I'm so glad that you had me roll and that what I rolled was a 4. What number would you have chosen hypothetically? If I said pick a number between 1 and 13, what would you have picked?
So there was a part of me that wanted to just have Florence stare into what would have been the camera for the island and just say 13 to be weird and meta, but yeah, but I mean, I just watched Deadpool, so you gotta, and Wolverine, so you can't fault me for that.
No, I get it.
But no.
Voluptua was the best one to roll.
Yeah, I'm glad you rolled.
Without that, we would have never gotten the non-Euclidean orgy.
Non-Euclidean orgy is that's a real thing.
Exactly.
If you've got the curves, baby, I've got the angles that don't add up to anything but madness as I stare into a as I stare into a kaleidoscoping void.
You know,
Yeah.
if I had a nickel for every time one of my characters was forced into a death orgy toward the end of the session, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a
You
lot.
technically
but it's
have-
weird that it happened twice.
No, it's happened twice, but then one of your characters did die watching a lady take a bath. Or
That's
he didn't
true.
die then, never mind. But he
Well, no, he drowned after that.
Yeah, so you're welcome. Well, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for my birthday kindnesses, everyone. This was very fun. I've enjoyed their time on the island, and I think this sets up our finale. The phone call method sets up the finale. I wasn't planning on a phone call, but that was my little birthday treat to myself. I was like, I won't do a storm coming from the sky. I'll do the storm is coming from inside the house. We have some more games on this channel, but we are going to be taking a break on some games this week as I'm going to be traveling for a bit. So join us on Sunday night for the final part of our Battleborn 3-part adventure for Lore by Candlelight. Once again, on that night, we'll be burning Brinewater Tides as our intrepid adventuring party face off against the Leviathan in its lair. But then we go ahead.
Leviathan.
The Leviathan. No, we should make something called the Leviathan. Actually, this is for Cantrip Cantrip.
I mean, that's absolutely necessary for Voluptua.
Oh my God, there is a Leviathan in Voluptua. Oh no, the Leviathan's tentacles.
Leviathan.
The Leviathan. And it. Well, okay.
The terrace.
I am the terrace.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm too close to Cantrip Candle's talk right now for me to make all the jokes I want to. But later on a different night I will.
We have to be professional.
So yeah, join us in that for Sunday. That'll be very fun. We are off on Monday, so you're gonna have a double week of voting for Dreamland, and we're off on Wednesday. Sorry, we're also off this past Wednesday. So a little while before we get back to our top flight Tales fun. But then a week from tonight, we are back, barring my flight not being delayed. We are back for 156, which I'm so excited about. Been waiting for it for a long time, so.
Oh yeah.
Real ready for this. I want to thank everyone here for being here and joining us for this game. Thank you, players. Do we have people to thank in chat?
We have, once again, to thank Galanorian Saber for subscribing for 26 months.
Thank you.
That's 2 13s. And everybody for just being here with us on Philip's wondrous birthday. And Philip, thank you for edging on your birthday.
Anytime. Any time. I mean, let me go. Like I wasn't gonna anyway. So a lot of fun. A lot of fun times here. Go to our Discord to interact with us, our YouTube to watch old episodes, the wiki to see how this stuff all plugs together. Would any of you, speaking of plugs, would any of you like to plug anything?
Not tonight.
Okay. You know what? Sometimes you're tired
tonight.
and it's just like
Yeah.
you don't need to, you don't want to deal with, because it's not just that. You got to deal with so much stuff to prep for it, and just like
Yeah, I
don't want
didn't prep before, so
you don't want to put a towel down sometimes. Okay, so thank you all. It's a lot of fun. Good times.
Happy birthday, Philip.
Happy birthday, yeah, happy birthday unto me. And oh darn, I missed my actual, it would have happened during this game. I missed my birth moment.
What is your birth moment? What time?
Fuck.
Moment is like, it's like
Yeah.
11:23 p.m. Wait, I literally just missed it. Central Time.
Somebody do his chart.
Moments ago. I've already done my chart. I'm a sun Leo and a moon Cancer, which means I'm a lot in both directions.
You're
I'm
a dramatic whiny bitch.
Apparently.
I'm an Aries Sun, Cancer Moon, Aries Rising, which I don't believe in that, but it explains a
I'm
lot.
about to get cancer if we keep talking about
I
it.
don't believe in that.
And on that note, thank you all for watching. It's been a lot of fun.
Birthday racism.
Until next time, have a dreadful night. Non-Euclidean.
Oh.